Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome to this IG Live session tonight. And we're gonna be here with me, Marshanda. Dan dalam IG Live ini, I'll speak fully in English. So, I'm super duper excited. This moment has finally arrived. By the way, mau nanya, my audio is working, right? Hi. Let me know where you're from. Cirebon. Okay. Sebentar. Halo sis dari Lokoloti 17. Halo Caca, Dodi Edison. Ini. Okay. So tonight's IG live session is super incredibly fascinating because I'm gonna be interviewing the one and only Robin Sharma. Oh my god. I'm so excited. Let's see, he's gonna join us in the next 2 minutes exactly. Yeah, so I'm gonna introduce him to some of you who might not have already known him yet. So Robin Sharma, he's incredibly amazing as a teacher, as an expert. And personally, how I found out and know him is through his online course. It was called Hero Genius Legend. It was on Mind Valley. And I fell in love with how he teaches and his materials, his contents, and just how he presents himself with all the greatness and wisdom he's already gained. And I want to read this introduction so I don't make any mistakes or left anything behind before we invite Robin into this live. By the way, thank you so much for joining. I hope you will enjoy this live, okay? So, okay. Robin Sharma is a globally respected humanitarian who for over a quarter of a century has been devoted to helping human beings realize their native gifts. One of the top leadership and personal mastery experts in the world, he advises organizations such as Nike, FedEx, Microsoft, Yale University, Expedia, Starbucks, IBM, Watson, and YPO. Whoa. His #1 international bestsellers such as the 5 a.m. Club, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, The Everyday Hero Manifesto, The Greatness Guide to And Who Will Cry When You Die, have sold over 25 million copies in more than 92 languages and dialects. Pretty impressive. Making him one of the most widely read authors alive. So that's it. And then we are done for the live. So I'm saying bye to all of you. But that's a really not funny joke. So I'm just gonna go invite Robin. That was funny for me, at least. I hope you laugh at your house. Okay, so let's find him and ask him to join this live. I'm gonna turn off the comment section so we can focus on the live IG, okay? Turn off commenting. Okay. And then I'm gonna write down Robin's name here. How to add. Okay, invite to join Robin Sharma. Robin Sharma. Okay, he's not here yet. Okay. Tunggu sebentar ya. I'm gonna check Robin Sharma. Invite to join. I can't invite him, so we'll see. Oh ya, kalau ada yang mau punya pertanyaan, bisa tulis di gambar yang tanda tanya di bawah kanan, oke? Okay? Ini sekarang gue masih ngomong bahasa Indonesia karena Robinnya belum datang. So while waiting for him, I'm gonna drink some water because I'm nervous because I'm one of his biggest fan. Oke, yaudah kalau gitu sambil nunggu Robinnya datang dan bisa gue join, I will turn on the comment section again. Let's see Robin if he's here yet. No, he's not here. Okay. Kita ngobrol-ngobrol dulu aja di comment section. Okay. Kalian udah pada nyiapin pertanyaan belum untuk Robin Sharma? Do you guys know or read his books? Makasih Ferigau. Halo Kak Natalia Waraba, Didit Noviandi. Lebih fresh. So, yeah, I'm excited too, just like you. Kak, rambutnya ada ketombengan. Ini bukan ketombe, ini uban. Saya tuh udah ubanan, sumpah. Whatever. So, we're still waiting for Robin Sharma to join this IG live. And, oh, I'm here, Robin says. Hi, Robin, I'm gonna invite you. All right, you can just accept. Everybody, welcome Robin Sharma. Okay, can we hear him? Hi, Robin.
Marshanda, how are you?
I am excellently well, and I'm super stoked to see you here in front of me, though through my iPhone, but I'm your fan. I'm one of your biggest fan.
You're so kind. You're going to have to forgive. I've been on this podcast tour, so my voice is a little rough, but we can still absolutely do it. And thank you so much for your faith in my work and this invitation to be on this IG Live with you. I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, that's not a problem at all. We can still hear you. And so how's the book tour has been going for you? Like, in what country are you right now?
I'm in Toronto right now.
Oh,
and
okay.
I was, this new book, The Wealth Money Can't Buy, seems to really be touching a chord for many people around the world. And so I've been in Los Angeles and Europe and doing podcast after podcast. I just believe so much in the message of the book. I spent most of last year on it, putting my heart and soul in it. And I think the world, I think if I may say, people really are looking for a message like this, that money's important, but there are other forms of wealth.
Yes.
And if you have them, you're very rich.
That is so beautiful. So I've actually have prepared 14 questions for you, but I feel like we're just gonna flow. And
Sure.
so throughout your 25-year-long career of doing what you do as a teacher, as an expert in personal mastery and leadership, as a book author, I don't know what you call yourself, inspirational, motivational speaker, or whatever you do that is incredibly inspirational. I see you as like a game changer, because I enrolled to one of your online courses, which is the Hero Genius Legend.
Oh,
and I finished
great.
the whole thing. So I kind of know you from what I watch, and I see you as a game changer, and there's this famous quote by Dalai Lama. If you want, I'm paraphrasing this. So he says, if you want to become a game changer in whatever field you're in, first, you got to enter the field, know the rules of the game in that field, follow the rules, and after that, you will then able to have, you will then able to make a change. So can you tell me a bit about your story related to that quote? Like, how do you become the game changer that you have become now, if not far earlier in your field as Robin Sharma?
Well, it's a great question. And I think it's dangerous to start thinking of yourself as a game changer.
Really? Tell me why.
I don't think of myself as a game changer. I think the moment you start to think of yourself as a game changer or a major influencer, or I think then you start getting off your mission and you start getting off your craft. So what I see myself as someone who, I write these books, I create this content. I've been doing it for 31 years, but I'm very focused on a mission of helping people remember their primal genius, helping people remember to do beautiful things, helping people remember what truly rich lives look like. And related to service, it's also, I want to be really great at my craft. I want to push my magic out into the marketplace. This new book, The Wealth Money Can't Buy, I think it's my most valuable book yet. And I did that. I could have mailed it into the publisher. I could have just taken it easy. So why did I work so hard and put so much devotion, bordering on an obsession on this book? It's because I have a sacred relationship with every one of my readers. And the moment I start thinking I'm a game changer and I'm something special versus a boots on the ground, blue collar worker, humbly serving the people who put food on my table, the moment I forget that, the moment I start getting one can get distracted on other things.
That is okay. That is such a great reminder. And this next question should be my last question for you, but I'm going to put it right here, right now.
Sure.
For you, as someone who have changed so many lives, I mean, gained so many respect and admiration and etc., what is the meaning and the importance of humility to you?
Well, my father has been a great hero in my life. Tonight, Marshanda, I'm gonna have dinner with him. He's 87 years old. I'm here in Toronto, one of my hometowns. So I'm gonna have dinner with my father, my mother, and my daughter Bianca. So it's a great day for me. And my dad's father was a priest,
Okay.
and my dad used to raise me with these ideas like the tree that bears the most fruit bends over the most.
Yeah.
My dad was a Rotarian. The founder of Rotary,
Yeah.
Paul Harris, said, "The one who serves the most profits the best." So I think humility is important for entrepreneurs. I think humility is important in personal relationships. I think humility is important for creatives because here's a great trap for human beings. As we become more successful, it's human nature to fall in love with the applause. It's human nature to believe your own marketing. It's human nature to think that the people, I know how many followers you have around the world, but there's such a human trap to forget that every single one of those people allows you to do what you do. Of course, I'm not saying that for you. I'm just saying it's a human trap to, as you rise, to forget the people, to forget to do the very simple things we did when we were first starting out. The thing about a master is the master always thinks like a beginner. The thing about a great person is they never lose the white belt mentality. So how important is humility? Humility is not just being polite to the people who put food on your table. Humility is not just being a humble servant to your followers. Humility is also when it comes to your craft, you never rest on your laurels. Humility means you, even at the top of your game, you sit in the first row at the conference where they're teaching the latest techniques. Humility is you read the books, you keep studying just like you did when you were a beginner. Humility is so important for a great life.
Yeah, that's amazing. So regarding to your newest upcoming book, The Wealth Money Can't Buy, it offers a completely life-changing new philosophy and methodology for enjoying an honestly rich life, right? And one filled with personal power, unusual authenticity, exceptionally fulfilling work, and a beautiful lifestyle. But I want to ask you, you add the word unusual before authenticity. So it's unusual authenticity. I mean, for many people, being authentic itself, it's already challenging. So why do you add unusual on top of authenticity? You know what I mean? Like, what is the meaning of that? What is being authentic to you?
It's a very interesting question. When I say an unusually authentic life, what I'm meaning is most people, unfortunately, their lives are not authentic. So it's unusually authentic. I mean, it's a fact. The fact of the matter is, most people, especially in this social media age, we are, it's such a simple idea, but so few people think for themselves. So many people dress and they talk and they walk and they do what everyone else is doing because they're busy being busy. They've bought into the mass hypnosis of the crowd. But what makes an authentic person, what makes a joyful person, what makes a powerful person is someone who says, here's my vision for my life. Here are my values. Here's how I want to talk. Here's where I want to live. Here's the music I like. Here's the food I like. Friends I want to have. Here's how I want to dance. And they go out there and do it, even if they have 1,000 critics. That is a powerful person. So in the Wealth Money Can't Buy, this is a special day for us, Marshanda, because tomorrow the book launches worldwide in 50 countries.
Yes.
But it's really,
Congratulations.
so I'm really happy to be here with you. And I've seen your videos, and I saw one where you were talking about this meeting we're having, and you were so gracious and so humble. But this is a very different book from most self-help books because it's based on this model, the 8 forms of wealth.
Right.
And money is one form of wealth, and there's 20 chapters in this book. What I've learned from mentoring billionaires for 15 plus years. So you'll learn how the best in the world make financial fortunes. But there are 7 other forms of wealth that most people neglect. And if we neglect those, so really this is a model for true wealth and a truly rich life, because there are a lot of multimillionaires or billionaires. I've mentored many of them, and sadly they have they're cash rich, but their life poor. They have lots of handbags and purses and watches, but they're joy poor. So with this book, I've tried to offer a complete program with 20 chapters for each form of wealth on how you can live a truly rich life.
Right. Talking about when most people heard the word rich, what they think is money, right?
Yes.
Having cash.
Yes.
Flashy
Yes.
cars, luxurious vacations. And you said that money is one of the many forms of wealth. And there are many other things that is also can be defined as wealth, right? So my question is, so do you see it as a normal or as an unhealthy thing where like influencers, celebrities, social media stars are flexing their material possessions and money and their riches in that sense, and these contents become an attractive content for people to watch? Do you think that that's normal or is it unhealthy?
This might be a strange answer, but I think it depends on the influencer.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is, if the influencer is showing the bling, or let's say an expensive thing, but they're showing it because they love the beauty, and they're showing it because it makes them feel good. Well, what's wrong with that? All I'm saying in the Wealth Money Can't Buy is money. It's one of the 8 forms of wealth. Money puts food on the table. I think we all like nice things better than bad things. So there's nothing wrong with money. Right. But I think there's been a cultural program that you will be rich if you have a lot of money, which leads which just isn't true because there's a lot of money, a lot of people with a lot of money who are super unhappy. They don't
Yeah.
have great lives. They're very complicated. They have personal problems, et cetera, et cetera. And there's a lot of people who have not much money, but they're rich. They have a great character. They have an amazing family life. They're ski instructors. They're artists. They love what they do. You can't put a price tag on loving what you do. One of the 8 forms of wealth in the book, the first one is actually growth. Well, in our society, growth, right? So in our society, they don't say, Marshanda, you spend so much time developing yourself. You grow, you meditate, you read, you're becoming wiser, you're becoming stronger. You're working through your insecurities. You are clear on your mountaintops. You're a very authentic person. You're a rich woman. You don't hear it. But that's why in the Wealth Money Can't Buy, the first form of wealth is growth. If you are steadily and incrementally each day or most days reading, learning, growing, journaling, etc., you're becoming more of who you truly are. That is worth more than all the money in the world.
So what would you say if you have a client, like a one-on-one client who asks you a question like, you know, don't you think it's just normal for anyone? It's common for anyone to be rich and successful in their professional career, but ruin their family life. Isn't that like a common thing? Like nobody can have it all. What if some client says that to you? What will you say to them?
I think you can have it all. That's what the 8 forms of wealth is all about. You can have material success, financial success. The first form of wealth I talk about in the book explains how to have personal growth. Second form of wealth is wellness, 25 chapters on having great fitness, great energy, great longevity. Third form of wealth, family. We can get into those, but for the client who says, I can't have it all, there are tools to use to make sure that you can work hard to get, or that you can have the 8 forms of wealth. So I've met billionaires that I've mentored. There's one chapter in the book called the very rich multi-billionaire in the very empty mansion. So I received this invitation to mentor one of the most famous people in the world, who's a financial titan. So I flew to his city. I got in a car. I went to his neighborhood. It was an area populated by embassies and huge houses. Marshanda, I got to his house. It was the biggest house I've ever seen. I was met by one of his aides. The aide took me past his art collection, past his indoor car collection, past the most amazing library I've ever seen, down into a subterranean passage. I could smell cigar smoke. I could hear Metallica's As the Bell Tolls. As I walked down this passage, I walked into a room and there was this financial tycoon. So we talked for 2 hours and he told me about his assets and his cars and his yachts and everything he did in his business. And then I asked him this question. I go, well, who do you share it with? And there's just a long pause. And he had everything in the world that people would believe would make them happy, but he was all alone. And it makes me think of Jim Carrey. He said, I think this is a powerful idea. I wish everyone could be rich and famous to realize it doesn't make a difference. So to answer your question head on, I have met a lot of super financially successful people who are sick or have lost their kids or their relationship with their partners to reach the mountaintop of money. Having said that, it's a generalization. There are many successful entrepreneurs, let's say, who are fit and they tend to their family lives and they have great spiritual lives. So it comes down to your scheduling, it comes down to your priorities, it comes down to setting boundaries, all those things I talk about in the Wealth Money Can't Buy. But there are tools to set boundaries so that you can focus on all those things.
So boundaries also play a big role in manifesting your dream life, where all sectors of life, like in the growth, 8 areas of growth you wrote, are all achieved. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying, number one, clarity breeds mastery.
Yeah.
Too few people are really clear on what they want, so they say yes to everything. Second thing I'm saying is be a minimalist versus a maximalist. Don't start 10 businesses. Don't have 1,000 friends. Start one business and get to world class at it. Have 3 friends that you see once every few weeks or once every few days, but you don't need 100 friends. Be a minimalist. Third thing I'm saying is do something. I'm not saying, but this is my schedule for this week.
Okay.
Just get good at scheduling. When you schedule, you can say no to the unimportant, and then setting boundaries. Don't say yes to every invitation. A lot of us, this is where the personal growth comes in. We are afraid not to. We are afraid of conflict. We have this deep need to be liked, so we say yes to every social friend request online. We say yes to every social invitation. We say yes to every lunch. We say yes to every dinner. We spend all of our lives being busy, and we miss out on the few things that are most important. So setting boundaries and learning to be a master of the polite no. When you know your mission, when you're clear on what I call your big 5 in my methodology, you just get this automatic focus, a maniacal focus. You just don't have time for trivial pursuits.
I see. So, talking about having clarity, what are the ways for a person, for anyone, to get their clarity? Do we do it like a weekly thing? Do we journal about it every single day, or can it be done like just once a month? How would you tell people to do it? Teach people to do it?
I'm just making notes here. I'm totally with you. I'm just trying to make notes so I respond well to your questions. So I think one of the first things is, and I talk a lot about it in the section on adventure.
Yeah.
So I think you can change the world or be around toxic people. You can't do both. One of the most important things you can do is clean out your friendship circle. And a lot of people, and I want to slow down when I say this because it's so important. We all have incredible potential. We have such promise. We all have such gifts and our talents. Many of us have forgotten those. We haven't built intimacy with them. We're not fluent with them. We have forgotten, Marshanda, who we truly are. And then we see the celebrities and the influencers and the musicians and the painters and the tycoons, and we hypnotize ourselves into thinking they are cut from a different cloth. It's just not true. But a few things. Number one, remove the energy vampires and the dream stealers from your life. These are the people, when you share, oh, I've got a new idea for a book. I want to write a book. I want to run a marathon. I want to find love in my life. I want to launch a new project at work. I want to learn to meditate. These are the people who laugh at you. These are the people who say, be practical. These are the people who are scared when they see you rising. So have the bravery today to remove these people from your life. And if they're family members, then don't text with them every day. Text them with them once a week. And if they're really bringing you down, maybe it's an intimate relationship. You've got, I think, it's up to all your followers. But if there is a toxic person that you have an intimate relationship with, they're probably destroying your life. And so you've got to say goodbye to those people. Second thing I would say is journaling is very, very powerful. I have my journal here somewhere. Here it is. But this morning I just landed from London, but I had some coffee and I wrote in my journal. And every morning, I've written about the 5 a.m. clubs. The method is in there. But writing in a journal is how you get to know yourself. Writing in a journal about your hopes and your dreams deepens your commitment to them. Writing in a journal, Marshanda, that's how you rewire your self-identity. You write about the person you want to be. You write about your flaws. You write about your hopes. And you even write about your day. I call it a pre-performance paragraph. Very powerful. One paragraph every morning about your ID, about the person you want to be. The more you write that paragraph out, it'll look different every day. But you start to plant seeds in the way you see yourself. I have 5 questions. Hopefully, this will be tactical for all your many viewers. 5 questions I ask myself every morning that I answer in my journal very quickly. Number 1, what am I grateful for?
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, where am I winning? Number 3, what will I let go of today? You don't want to be a resentment collector. Number 4, what does my ideal day ahead look like? Get some clarity. Then you're going to be able to build it. And number 5, and this is a wonderful one. What do I want said about me on my last day? What do I want said about me on my last day? If every morning or 5 times a week we could connect with our last day of life, we could live to the point versus postponing living the lives we really want to live. So that's a 5-question process to journal about to make some big results.
Yeah. And that for sure will sharpen our clarity of ourselves, where we want to be, where we want to go, what we should leave out, etc. Right? So in one of the chapters in your new book, The Wealth Money Can't Buy, there's one chapter called Live Fully So You Can Die Empty. That chapter, would you mind sharing a bit what you mean by that? What do you mean by die empty?
It comes from a George Bernard Shaw quote that I end the book with.
Okay.
And he basically says, I want to be thoroughly used up when I die, not a feverish little clod of ailments, hoping the world will give me a great living. Isn't that a powerful thought?
Wow.
When I die, I want to be like a smoldering pile of ashes. I do not want to leave anything on the table. I want to give all the love I can give. I want to mine whatever talent and promise I've been given by destiny to write these books, to help people. I mean, this is year 31. I spent a year on The Wealth Money Can't Buy. I'm on this book tour. I'm traveling, giving presentation. It doesn't mean I'm neglecting my family life. Not at all. Not at all. It doesn't mean I'm neglecting my health. I was in the gym this morning. There's ways to do it if you're committed and focused. But all I'm saying is, and I say this with respect, but there's a lot of cyber zombies on the planet. There are a lot of people who have lost the wisdom that life is short. Accidents happen, loss occurs, pandemics and war are real. You don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. So why play with your phone all day? Why waste your time on videos that make no sense? Why spend hours in entertainment? Those things actually don't bring you that much fulfillment. And so that chapter at the end of the book, Live Fully So You Can Die Empty, is a wake-up call. I mean, the whole book, The Wealth Money Can't Buy, is a wake-up call for people. It's a wake-up call. Like, here's what real wealth is. It's family. It's great health. It's personal growth. It's seeing your job as your craft. So you push magic out into the world. It's about adventure. It's about community, and it's about service. Those 8 forms of wealth. And obviously, I get into them in each chapter. But I just think a lot of people, they're climbing a mountain of money and wealth. And I predict they'll find out when they get to, maybe it's the top, maybe it's halfway. They'll go, I spent all this time climbing the wrong mountain. That's a pretty sad place to end up.
Yeah. So it's about being in alignment with your true self, living your fullest dream life, basically, right? But I bet that a lot of my followers who are Eastern people, people from Indonesia or Asia, we are a collective. We live in a collectivistic culture. We're not individualists. So many of my followers, or when I create, I lead support groups from time to time, and a lot of these people are people who are into personal growth and spirituality. And most of the time, their challenges are dealing with toxic people who happens to be the closest people in their lives. And even more, I think there were two-person who told me, like, I don't want to leave this toxic, for example, family members or like my best friend, because I want to wait for them to grow like me. It's compassion, isn't it? That's what this person asked me. So I'm thinking, like, is it a wrong thing to do to wait for someone that we love to grow as much as us, and then we just create our dream life when it happens? Or is it a justification to our fear for creating the life that we want?
It's a very powerful question, very thoughtful question, and I understand the context. I've done a lot of work uh, in the East, so I understand the family dynamics and the professional dynamics that I think you're speaking to. I'd say a few things. You say, well, that person who says, I'm staying in this toxic relationship because I'm compassionate. What about self-compassion? Is destroying yourself, is destroying your health, is destroying your peace of mind, is destroying your soul? Is that self-compassion? Okay. Secondly, I'd say your relationship with yourself sets up every relationship in the world.
Hmm.
Your relationship with yourself, right? That relationship with yourself, if you're struggling because you're in a toxic relationship, that's going to affect the rest of your family. It's going to affect your work. It's going to affect the way you reply to neighbors. It could be all those things. So don't only take care of yourself, be good to yourself, compassionate to yourself, for your neighbors, for your teammates at work, for your customers. Second thing I'd say, sometimes you can always be compassionate and loving, love them from afar. Third thing I would say, best thing you can do is make a stronger you, right? I get back to the first form of wealth, personal growth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the world is hard right now. The Spartan warriors say, sweat more in training and you'll bleed less in war.
Hmm.
So that's the value of personal growth. People who don't get it, don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
But as you, and in my methodology, I don't just talk about mindset. You know, I talk about mindset, which is your psychology, heart set, which is your emotionality, health set, which is your physicality, soul set, which is your spirituality. When you work on all four of those through MVP, meditation, visualization, and prayer, journaling, etc., all the tools I talk about in my books, you become stronger, you become wiser, you become more resilient. Those are that's the growth that allows you to deal with difficult people. So
Hmm.
what I'm trying to say is we all meet toxic people every day, but as you do more growth, they activate you far less. You just don't participate in their pity party.
Yep. Excellent. Um, okay, so we only have less than 10 minutes left. Um, I'm gonna open up the question box for
Great.
people. So, okay. Um, one question. Oh, Jeremy C. Freeman. What are the 8 forms of wealth and how do you develop develop each one? Maybe you answered that shortly before, but do you want to answer that one?
Well, Jeremy, your question is very good. That's really what the whole book is about.
Yeah.
The wealth money can't buy it. But I'm going to walk you through the 8 forms of wealth because we didn't get into them.
Yeah.
But the whole book explains how to live them in a transformational way. First form of wealth is growth. If you are developing your talents, if you are getting to know yourself, you are building wisdom, strength, courage, honor, love, form of wealth. Second form of wealth, your wellness. Wellness. Someone once said to me in Qatar, health is the crown on the well person's head that only the ill person can see. If you have great health, great energy, great longevity, you're rich. Third form of wealth, family. If you have a great home life, if you have rich relationships with your family and your friends and your neighbors, that's a great source of joy and connection. There's so many lonely people in the world right now. So family is the third form of wealth. 4, craft. Whether you are an astronaut or a barista, whether you are a president or a street sweeper, whether you are a taxi driver or a manager, if you are one of those people who see your work as a craft to push beauty, mastery, excellence, so you help people, that is a wealth money can't buy, and it's rare. Fifth form of wealth, money. I acknowledge money is a form of wealth. We need it to put food on the family table. Sixth form of wealth, community. You become your social network. To be around people whose lives you want to be living is a form of wealth. Seventh form of wealth is adventure. There's 25 chapters on, you don't even have to travel. How do you find adventure where you live? How do you find those small daily graces? And then the eighth form of wealth is service to whatever you do, and no matter how you live, but to live in a way where you're generous and give gifts and are positive versus negative, and you're serving people. That fills you with incredible joy. Gandhi said it well. He said, to find yourself, lose yourself in the service of others.
Wow. That is beautiful and profound. Um, okay, I have a last question. Last two questions for me.
Sure.
The first one is, what are the things that you hope people can unlearn about wealth through your book, about their beliefs about wealth?
Well, the first thing I hope people unlearn, Bob Marley said, possessions make you rich. I don't have that kind of rich. My wealth is life. So I hope people unlearn this societal program that you'll be rich when you get a lot of money and watches and handbags. Those things won't change how you feel ever. Second thing I hope people will unlearn is that the other 7 forms of wealth are not worth considering as riches. I mean, how can we not say a great family life? I mean, a great family life might make you richer than a billionaire. A life of adventure and exploration and daring and wonder. Well, you've got more riches inside of you than many people with huge stock portfolios. So I hope people unlearn some of those cultural programs about what real wealth is all about.
Okay. Oh, well, Robin, thank you so much for your time. Even though you have that voice, that book tour voice you're having right now, but you're still, yeah, making your time for this talk with me. And if people want to get to know more about you or contact or reach out to you, where do they go aside from your Instagram account or read your books? Do you have whatever you want to share with us? Like Anything? Website?
Sure,
Yeah.
I'm on YouTube at robinsharma.com. I'm on Instagram, Robin Sharma, and anyone who wants The Wealth Money Can't Buy can get it on Audible and in bookstores and Amazon worldwide. So, look, I want to really thank you. I didn't want to cancel on you because of my throat. You're helping so many people, and you're doing it with such sincerity. And I know, Marshanda, people love you, and I think the world. I saw you use the term light workers. You know, the world needs that. So I just, if I may, want to acknowledge you for the work that you're doing so sincerely and so well. And thank you for your faith in my work. You've been so nice to me, supporting my books and supporting this new book. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful.
You're welcome. It's an honor for me. So I hope
Thank you.
to talk to you again at divine timing, its own divine timing. Have a good morning. Have a good day wherever you are.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Nice to meet you, Marshanda.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Robin. Bye.
Bye-bye. See ya.